On the last episode on Lonnie's Candy Go-Kart with the 993cc Briggs, we built a full roll cage. The roll cage on these buggies are ultra ugly, so we did a full custom roll cage. We did X pipes above the roof to give it the maximum strength, and got everything done, and I think it turned out awesome. And then we put an aluminum and steel floor pan that's removable in it. So we're going to get to continuing on this build. We're going to build the exhaust today because that's always a big thing we're trying to scrounge around and get done before the meetup. So I want to go ahead and get it knocked out early so we know we got a good sounding, high quality exhaust so you guys can hear that big V-twin roar at the meetup. If you haven't checked out Small Engine Warehouse yet, then what are you doing? Because we got this 35 horse big block Briggs from Small Engine Warehouse. Now I know this is kind of the creme de la crop of engines, but they have a lot of other options, especially if you're going to be repowering something. I know a while back on the channel, we did the John Deere Gator as well as the John Deere 400 mower. Their kits are super easy for someone that don't want to fabricate, don't know how to fabricate. You can bolt in new power plants into old equipment. And we also have a Bobcat coming that we're putting one of these engines in. So it was a diesel, we're swapping it over, and Small Engine Warehouse actually has that Bobcat, making a kit for it, so we didn't have to. So they can offer that to people like you that want to maybe buy another piece of equipment, because I got that Bobcat for like under $2,000. Now I'm going to be able to repower it and have under $4,000 complete in this Bobcat, and that's hard to get a Bobcat for that kind of price with this kind of power. So make sure to come to our 10-year meetup so you can see this thing in action, and our 23-horse Briggs, which is from them. They had Kawasaki, Honda, Briggs, Kohler, a lot of different options to choose from, a lot of different parts, and they have a ton of mower parts. So if you need blades, belts, things like that, pulleys, all that stuff, they also carry it. They're a huge company with great people, so make sure to check them out in the video's links. So I mounted this muffler like this because what I was going to do is match this setup on the opposite side. Well, the only problem is there's nothing really to attach to. I mean, there's a few little bungs. No, sorry, that's a breather. There's nothing really to attach to on this side. And I'm going to do the mufflers on each side of the engine just like this. So I think I'm going to remake this and do a pass-through hole. This is just butt welded to it. I'm going to do a long piece of 1-inch tube, or I may even make it out of some type of plate. I don't really like the way this looks. It's very strong, like it's super strong, but I don't know if I like the bulkiness of it. But I'm basically going to run this tube a little bit more this way, rock it up a little bit more so it can clear and go all the way, and I can have these mufflers. I know they're going to be in the same exact spot on each side of the engine. I may keep the theme of the tube and just do a pass-through, 1-inch pass-through, run 1-inch tube, and then TIG weld bungs on each side that are threaded. This is a solid piece, which is a little more heavier than I need it. So I'll probably do it out of tubing to keep it lightweight, and then weld bungs to bolt in. This is just a 3/8 fine thread. So I'm gonna design that up real quick, bolt it up, and basically it'll bolt here and probably bolt right here, have a supporting arm going down, and then come out, and I can find somewhere else to bolt this side too to give it some sort of support. I do think there's a place I can tap and thread here on the intake. This is made to hold something. I don't know, we'll find out. So I'm gonna get to making that, and we can start finishing off the exhaust. So we had this Alfano 6 sitting around forever. This is for race carts. This screen will actually do a lot of information. You can do head temperature, exhaust temperature, you can do coolant temperature. Even though this is an air-cooled engine, we won't be using that, of course. It has an RPM gauge, and it's mainly made for tracks because you can have the different tracks, the popular tracks, downloaded onto it, and you can also keep up with lap times. But I thought it'd be cool to use it on this buggy because we don't have to have a bunch of different gauges. I mean, these are very expensive. I think like 600 bucks is what this was. I've had this for years sitting on the shelf. We was going to run it on a mini bike. So now Lonnie will be able to have head temperature once I get the sensors in, RPM, all that stuff right on there, speed. And then we took and mounted his switch panel. It's a little dark, but his switch panel up on the roll cage, so it's completely in reach from the driver's seat. He doesn't have to reach up to the dash, because when you put harnesses in, it's hard to reach stuff. Even though the dash looks super far away from the seats, it's not. Lonnie already tested it with the harness on. He should be able to reach the key switch, but we'll probably end up putting a kill switch on the steering wheel, or maybe one up on the roll cage just in case he wrecks, where there's no problem to get to it. And then we've had Harbor Freight send us some of these rock lights, and we're going to use this as a dome light. We're going to also put one under the floorboard under there, and then one behind the seats, because he will have a little storage behind the seat once the firewall's put in. So he'll have a button for interior lights that'll illuminate the entire insides of the buggy, which is actually pretty handy when you're out on the trail. So I do have some tail lights. We had these for, I'm stealing a bunch of stuff for the supercharged buggy because it was supposed to go to paint right after the meetup, and we got to rewire it. So I bought these tail lights, and they have the LED turn signals that start at one side and go to the end. We have two of these, one for each side of the buggy. So we're going to go ahead and slap these on, and then get his bolted, or his relay box that goes for that switch panel and everything installed on this buggy. So it's that much closer. And then in the next video, we have to do the A-arms, start modifying them to clear the 27-inch tires. Once the front A-arms is done, we're going to draw up some awesome trailing arms, and we're going to actually get them cut by Sin Cut Sin, because they will laser them, tumble them, deburr them, and they come in ready to weld, and we're going to make boxed trailing arms. So that hopefully will be done before the meetup. Worst case scenario, we might have the front done and the back be skinnier. I hope that's not the case, but I'm just looking at time. I know there wasn't a lot of meat and taters in this video. The exhaust took a full day to build. Luckily I had Dave here. He was running the lathe almost the entire day and doing some other odds and ends on the buggy while I was building this exhaust. It takes so much time to mock everything up, weld it all out, and do it really good. And I'm really happy with that exhaust. Exhaust is normally the last thing we're doing. Like if we're building up to a meetup, I'll scrounge around at the end and just throw something together. And I didn't want to do that and waste a bunch of material. I wanted to make a nice exhaust. Now I do know that one header is way longer than the other. That's just the way it had to be. I could have done an X or an H pipe on this setup, but I didn't want it to be super complex to pull the headers apart. I think I'm going to keep it this two separate header style, and I don't think it's going to affect power. I know there's probably going to be someone in the comments say it's going to affect power and all this stuff, but I don't think it's going to make that huge of a difference. On my supercharged buggy, it's unequal length headers that are not merged. It sounds awesome, it runs awesome. I don't think the amount of horsepower you would get from an X or H pipe would be worth the hassle on this particular buggy. But EC Carburetors had a really good thought. They said, what if you built an X pipe true duals, equal length true duals, and then did a 2-into-1 exhaust and test it on sound and stuff. And I thought that was a great idea. So after the meetup, we're going to take one of our 670s. We have one sitting over there, and we're going to do that. We're going to build like 4 or 5 different headers for it, and hopefully be able to take it up to EC and dyno it, because their dyno is big enough for a V-twin. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, the difference horsepower and sound between the different styles of exhaust on a V-twin, let us know, because we want to do that video, and I think it'd be pretty sweet. But we got a lot of stuff prepped for this next video on this. It's going to be a little bit longer one because we're doing the additions to the A-arms, modifying them to clear the bigger tires. So I had Dave finish up. I had started machining these, and he finished them up. These are solid 1.5-inch steel that we put a 10 degrees bevel on, and we've mounted heim joints. We got 3/4 inch heim joints with 3/8 high misalignment spacers. You can find these on qscomponents.com. The links are in the video description. If you want to run QS Components heim joints, they got the best heim joints at the best prices, I believe. I used to buy them before we ever started working with them. They was the main company I bought from. So it's cool to be able to support a company I was already supporting. But we'll be doing the A-arms in the next video, and then getting a lot of other odds and ends to get ready for the meetup. Big shout out to Small Engine Warehouse for this huge V-twin engine and this gearbox. I'm really pumped to see it. Dave had taken some parts home over the weekend to machine. His lathe is a lot bigger than mine, so he can machine a lot more efficiently. And he's going to make these adapters for the sprocket for the differential, and we'll show you why we mounted everything like we did, the whole purpose behind it. It'll start, you know, you'll really see the vision in when we get to that back section. So check out the links in the video description for this engine, differential, QS components, EC carburetors. We've got a lot of people helping us out on this build, and we can't thank them enough. Thank you guys for watching, supporting the videos, and we really hope to see you at Turkey Bay on our 10-year anniversary. Make sure to go to rbgcarts.com/events anytime you want to see if we got any events planned, and we really hope to see you out there. We're going to have a bunch of stuff to give away and just be riding. It's always a blast. We meet the greatest people out there, and it's just a great time to be able to hang out with you and you not have to comment, you know. So thank you guys so much. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. God bless.